for having this call. It was a pleasure really to meet you in London DeFi Summit. We really talk a lot about investing in crypto. So for all the Spanish people, I will probably translate later our interview. Can you describe or can you introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Peter Moricz. I'm born in Hungary, Budapest, Hungary. I lived there till I was 13. Then I moved to Chicago, Illinois, in the United States, and I went to school there. And when I finished university, I went to work on the Chicago Board of Trade, on the floor of the Chicago Board of Trade out at the university, and I learned how to become a trader in the fixed income futures market. And when I was done I was trading on the floor, and the electronic trading was coming on in 1997, 1998 in the Board of Trade. They were competing against the Merck, CME, but they had the Globex. So I was one of the first electronic traders that left the floor and started trading overnight. And in the beginning, the overnight was quite quiet. And the main reason I went over to work on it at the nighttime, because at that time, to be on the floor and into the pits, on the floor of the pit, the badges costed $8,000 just to stand in the pit without doing anything. So it was quite expensive. And as a 24-year-old runner at that time, you cannot really afford to do something like that. And to trade overnight, it cost you only $250. So it was called a night badge.
Yes, that was the old co-working spaces, no? In Crypto
that's
Plaza,
right.
We are trying to do like this a bit, so like a co-working space for people who want to trade in crypto. And I think in some way we are really doing the same that the markets in the past. They have a place to share this work with other people.
I think one big, I think the one big is that when you run the floor Board of Trade, you have guys who were down there for generations, right? So they got to know the market, and that was passed down from generation to generation. The crypto market is quite young, and it's really kind of just picked up trading wise for the last maybe 2 years. That really, a lot of volume and liquidity came in that you can make those kind of trades with, with all these exchanges are popping up everywhere. So it's still a new market. You can look at technicals, but there's more to it. In my opinion, it's not a different valuation. That's why you have people from, the traditional investing firm coming in there and try to predict where the market goes, and then goes completely other way. And then they try to go, it's going to go up to 20,000, then it goes up. It's going to go down to 3,000. Then there's no real, they have no rhyme and reason, because they just look at the charts, but there's, the crypto market has much more to it. And it's still a learning process in there.
So about Moricz IO, can you tell about the fund that you right now are managing, and how can accredited investor can join or can invest?
Yeah, so Moricz IO, it was my consulting arm. When I stopped doing ICOs, I see that people need quite educated. They want to learn, right? They need education on that. And when I lived in London for 5 years, I got to know quite a bit of people in the developing community and the blockchain community. So it was, as we all know, there's a lot of scammers in the space, and I was trying to be one who help out, give the people the right, go to the right people, where the right developers are, where the right technical writers are, who can help them out. I don't care for scammers. I like helping, like new products. I like to make sure, this, as you can see on your own place, there's a lot of new, exciting young people come out who need some guidance, who need some connection help to, how they work. So that's with Moricz IO, that's what I was used to doing. But in the last 3 or 4 months, I really start focusing on the decentralized finance, DeFi. Let's call it open finance, because it's not really decentralized besides Uniswaps. And I think there's some opportunities in there that I think could be very interesting going forward, right? So the fund I found right now is called QuantDeFi, and we are investing in stable coins. And so we want to be like a very simple way for people to invest in, called like a money market, like the normal bank money markets, where you can just put your money in for 3 months or 6 months, 9 months. You can take your money out anytime, so it's not a long-term lockup period. Give us 60 days of 30 day or 60 days notification. We can take your money out, and you can go anywhere from ROI return is between 8 to 10%.
So
it depends how safe you are, and you can watch it.
So what you're thinking about that? You're thinking about compound, or what kind of?
One company is one of the protocols we're looking at. I mean, DXDY, Fulcrum, there's other platform that, and if you want to get the backing of the USDC, like USDC stable coin is backed by fiat currency, so and then back of that, they're backed by the FDIC insurance. So up to $250,000, if your money something goes wrong, you actually get your money back. So depends how safe you want to have this your money. DAI is not backed by it's still 1-to-1, but it's not 1-to-1 to the dollar. It's more of a fluctuation around the 1-to-1 market to the dollar. So but for that you don't need KYC AML. You're not really into the fiat system. So that's where you have your advantage, right? So if you don't want to go through all the hassle of, buying into that kind of, KYC ML and go through the hassles, and you don't want to be in the banking system where everything is tracked, this is one area where you can get into at the moment. I know they're thinking about getting into later on.
So in that case, I think probably your cost will be probably to pass from fiat to digital US dollar. Probably you will have here some cost, and I don't know, you probably get money from USD from investors. You go to token or to digital crypto. You go to Fulcrum or these kind of places. After that, you return so probably you win a more higher return rate, IOR, than the dollar right now one. And you have the cost of ramping probably, no? So that's the main.
Yeah, I mean, for now it's costing. Everything is very transparent, right? So we are doing what we want everyone. What we are trying to do is give more of a traditional back-end system, which everything is regulated, everything is looked after. And everything is covered in a very strong risk management, because I put besides me having 20 years of trading experience, my partner who worked at all the top, top banks, UBS, Deutsche Bank, as a quant, to be, that's why I want to be sure to have a very strong risk management and a very strong back office with governance. To me, that's very important, because everything else can be done on your own if you really pay attention to that. But you have to pay attention to that. This is what we do 24/7.
And do you think these high return rates are going to still in that level in the future? Because in my point of view, is probably that the cost of capital right now in the token market right now is higher than will be in the future, or not?
Yeah, I think what you have right now, it's going to last for a shorter period of time, right? But as you can see, as the market goes down, actually the yield goes up, right? Because people start parking their money in the cars to get APR. If somebody if somebody borrows, money, they have to pay that back. And if the market goes too far down, they have to pay everything back, and then they need more DAI. So it's a tricky thing, because MakerDAO came to life during the crash, right? So it's really came around 2018. So it's been, you can look at crash proofing for that. But it's a new market. I mean, that's why you're getting the yield. It's a new market. It's you get a lot of risk. You need to look at not just what's going on in the market, but also smart contract. Make sure there's no bugs. Make sure the Oracle doesn't get hijacked. Oracle is when the data system it comes in and the payments. But there's a lot of things you need to pay attention to. It's becoming such a new field that always something new comes out, and that's the exciting part. But you do need to pay a lot of attention to that. That's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is your return right now? The return rate in the last 6 months, the median.
You would able to get a return ROI of about 8-9%.
9%.
8 to 9%. Yeah, because it fluctuates. You can go down to 7%. You can go up to 14%. So and that's where we're monitoring. Monitoring
40,
all the time.
40 or 14? 14?
14.
14. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, you know, for a short period, one of like DXDY popped up to 24%.
Yeah.
Right. But it's middle of the night, so I know some Spanish people like to be up late night, so you go see it. But I had to jump out of bed to see what's happening, to move money around to get that. But we have that automated now, so we don't even have to. So what, you know, they give us what is the best rate is across all the other protocols, and that's where the money goes.
Okay, really interesting. I think it for sure right now one way of having more interest in a world with probably the historical low interest rate of our history. So that I think it's right now the timing to do it. Yeah, it's really a way to extract some return from the crypto capital market that usually people think about Bitcoin, Ethereum, not really in that way
exactly.
of this return. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what you said. You have, you know, all the banks, especially in Western Europe, you know, the yields are going, they're negative yields, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, amazing.
If you look at Scandinavia, you have, you know, negative mortgages. I mean, and I think there's about $17 trillion worth of bonds are under, you know, in negative yields, and it's only going, you know, JP Morgan just came out saying that you're going to have longer, and we don't even know what's the, you know, you're putting money in and you're getting less back. I mean, to me, it's just, you know, we've been living here and been trading, and you've never seen anything like it. So if you have something safer that you can get even 5-6%, that's more than you would get back from your bank.
So, and about that, at final, the trade-off is the risk, no? You are really having the risk on a smart contract, but as you say, you have some insurance in some of the projects. So yeah, that the thing is, where is the risk where you are really taking?
That's why you're paying me for the fees to make sure that I have it covered for you. You know, so when you're investing, the money is safe with us. So when you give me the money, you get the money back plus more. That's the whole reason to have this something set up like that.
Okay, really interesting. I will, if you can send us some information about your fund, it will be really great to share with all our people who really are watching us. Right, really, thank you for this interview. I think you have really make us to think about another way of investing in the crypto market. And yeah, for a lot of people who is not risk averse in some way, we can do a way of doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right, especially with the market. I mean, I see the market is selling off again. You know, this is people have to remember it's a young market, but it's an alternative asset class that it's you know, it will get stronger and stronger. So I will leave you to that. And yeah, please, if you have any questions, then, you know, happy to reach out to me and happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great, thank you very much. Bye-bye.